Zach, as part of your new married life, you're going to be facing some incredibly challenging issues that will come up possibly every day, or at least every other day, or at least every third or fourth week. So, we put together a few different scenarios that you will be facing so you can know how to behave. Marriage advice. Note.
These tips
are mostly
opinions
And if not,
fantastic
also they may
or may not.
reflect the
of
opinions.
CleverPictures.
results may vary.
Test with extreme caution.
The first impossible issue we'll deal with is what do you do when she asks you to take out the trash? A.
Well, Zach, right here what you see is a classic failure to define the terms. What does take out the trash mean? That could mean taking a piece of the trash out of the garbage can and leaving it there, which is what I would suggest you to do so that she could, in the future, define her terms and therefore provide for a more clarity, better communicated relationship between the two of you, and ultimately a relationship that will last forever.
B.
86. Oh, we're filming. What to do if your wife tells you to take out the trash? Well, based off my experience and what other people have told me, don't listen to it right away. This leads to bossiness by her in the future, and you don't want that. Trust me.
Or C.
You have 2 legs, do it yourself.
One of the other great hurdles you have to face, the mountains you'll have to climb, is how often should you cook dinner? A. Once a year. Like maybe on her birthday. B. Only cook when it's a barbecue for the big game. Or C. And unless Honey Nut Cheerios qualifies as cooking, never. One of the other things you have to rinse out of your life is the dishes. What do you do when she asks you to do those? A.
When do you do the dishes? Let me be very clear with this answer. Never. If she dies, you buy new dishes. Or you eat and drink with your hands. Okay? Okay. Okay.
B.
Zach, there are 3 rules about washing dishes. Rule number 1, do not wash the dishes. Rule number 2, look at rule number 1.
Or C.
I'm pretty sure when God created Eve, he created her to do the dishes. In fact, her name is Eve Dishwasher.
And then the age-old question, when is an appropriate time to watch the game? A.
Zach, buddy, come here. This is the most important advice I'm ever going to give you. The game takes priority numero uno over anything, anytime.
B.
When is the best time to watch the game? Always.
Or C.
All the time, duh!
You know at CleverPictures we're all about being green. But sometimes there are some extremes, like when your lawn is taller than your roof. Well, what do you do when she asks you to mow it?
Now this is where you pull the old injury excuse out. You say you broke your leg on the power walk yesterday. Now, along with this, you get several benefits. Not only is she going to continue cooking for you because she's a woman, you're going to get to sit on the couch all day, not have to go to work, and definitely not mow the lawn. So, if you want to get out of it, just say that.
B.
What to do if your wife tells you to mow lawn? Well, first start with like a subtle subject change, and then move on to bigger things. Ask her what she's making for dinner. That's a good start.
Or C.
You have 2 legs, do it yourself.
Zach and Amanda. Today we're here to introduce the idea of the talking ball to you. I think it's a very important tool in communication as a whole because it really does do a lot for a relationship.
And it'll help your marriage for the long run.
It'll bring freedom.
Responsibility.
And fair fights.
That being said, let's get to how this thing works. When you have the ball, you get to do the talking.
When I have the ball, I get to do the talking.
And when they don't have the ball, I do the talking.
So if you can follow those simple steps,
You can essentially control a conversation, get your point across, and not hear the other side.
And that's basically the rules of controlling the ball.
Like that. They can't talk. It's all me. Like it should be.
so God made Adam, and Adam had dishes. So God made Eve, both his wishes.
Do his dishes.
To his dishes.
Dirty, dirty dishes.
And then she started harping